Good morning. My name is Autumn Donato. I'm going to be doing my naturalistic observation on public use of cell phones. This is for PS 510 qualitative analysis with Dr. Lillian Odera. um, the purpose of this research is to examine how people are using their cell phones, why they're using their cell phones in the stores. Is there a reason that everybody has a cell phone either up to their ear or in their hand? And then another big thing I really want to figure out is, does the area in the store, the department, the grocery area, hardware, clothing, does it make a difference as to how often a person looks at their phone? So some of the questions I'm going to be wondering is how a person is talking on their phone. Are they talking on their phone up to their ear, hands on, or hands free? Are they texting? Are they looking at their phone, just opening it up and looking at it real quick, maybe reading something? And how it is affecting product evaluation when somebody goes to a store to shop. So we're going to be discussing these in the next few slides. Cell phone usage in public. Of course, now it's apparent that people use their cell phones everywhere. Technology has blossomed so much that almost anywhere you look, you see a cell phone. Um, and the cell phone use is creeping into everybody's everyday activities. So I want to know, how is it creeping into the shopping experience? So by observing the general public, I'm going to be able to to see how many people are on their cell phones while they're shopping. Does the department matter? Are people asking more questions, calling home and asking more questions in the grocery department? Are they using their cell phone less in the clothing department while they try on clothes? Um, and then a third question I have, are people significantly more distracted while on a cell phone? Are these people not paying as close attention to things while they're on their cell phone? All right, so how often are people using cell phones in a public location? Cell phones are used daily for communication. The whole world is at our fingertips when we can just click on a screen and find out any information we want to know. Um, so it's changing habits, but is it always changing habits in a good way? Is technology always good? Um, some research done has shown that cell phone addiction is a real phenomenon. There have been cases of people having neck pain, numbness of their thumbs, and even people that don't have access to their cell phone for a certain amount of time start to become very, very anxious. So research has shown this. So it's interesting to see how cell phones are even changing us. Um, Cell phones are distracting. They can be very, very distracting. So what some researchers have investigated is the distraction in the parent-child relationship for this. Parenting is hard, no matter how you look at it. So if you have a cell phone and the internet at your fingertips, you're able to look up a lot of information that can help you parent. But is it always a good thing? Um, Children require a lot of attention, which if a person is on their cell phone, they can't completely give all that attention to a child. Mm. Another distraction is just simply forgetting simple things that we're about to do. I know often I have walked into a room without a cell phone and completely forgotten why I was in there. So, what researchers have been trying to investigate is how often these distractions are occurring with somebody with a cell phone. Um, do you have, does somebody have a goal of going and fixing something in the house, and then they get caught on their cell phone and the task never gets completed? Technology is a good thing. It's helped medicine, it's helped research, it's helped us in many, many ways, but it isn't always the best. When we used to, back before cell phones existed, I know, write out a grocery list, go to the store, pick it up, come back home. Now we have a cell phone with us, or many people have a cell phone with them, that's going to divide that kind of attention. You're not going to be able to fully devote all your attention to the shopping experience. You're not going to realize if there's something in your way, like a person or a structure, and you could possibly fall into mindless shopping. If you're on the cell phone, you could be walking around, wandering around, not paying attention to what you're originally purchasing. So we're going to investigate some of these kind of things while we're observing people in a public location. Personal experiences. Why am I interested in this? I'm interested mainly because I want to see how cell phone use is affecting daily activities for everybody. I'm trying to see how much attention is now focused on cell phones and cell phone activities. Now, this research could include many, many different variables. It could include people, you could find out if people are actually talking, actually texting, actually looking up things. But what I'm more interested in is just finding out how attention is spread from the cell phone and the shopping. Because there's going to be a decreased output of concentration to either one of these tasks when not fully devoted. I know personal experience walking through a store when my 3-year-old almost got hit by a cart from a woman that was not paying any attention to the cart and was just looking at her cell phone. And even after almost coming close to hitting my son, she still did not look up from her cell phone. Qualitative study. The qualitative study deals with emotions, feelings. How are people feeling and experiences in regards to being on their cell phones? So this isn't something that we can simply observe. Yes, I can look at a person and see if they're talking on a cell phone or if they're just looking down at a cell phone, but I can't tell if they are looking at a cell phone texting or if they're looking at a cell phone using social media, research, coupons. You can't tell that by being just an observer. So to answer this, we would want to perform a questionnaire if we were being intrusive, not in this study, but if we could do another study, we would want to open it up with a questionnaire. The main reasons that people use a cell phone while shopping. Simply for this observation study, I'm just going to be observing how people are using it and the amount of people that are using it and where they are using it in the store. A good imaginary qualitative study that I would find very interesting would focus on evaluating how a person feels if their cell phone was taken away for a 24-hour period. Now, to perform this study, we would need participants that spend the majority of their day on the cell phone. We're talking 16, 17, 18 hours on their cell phone and then having it taken away from them, and then not being able to just find a computer or something to look up information. So what kind of emotional distress would this cause a person to feel like they were completely isolated from their cell phone for 24 hours? And in conclusion, cell phones are a big extension for most people. I mean, most people walking around either have them in their pocket, their purse, their hand. It's never too far away. And you can use a cell phone in many, many manners, especially while walking through a store. But the problem comes when we are trying to multitask. Multitasking involves many cognitive processes in our mind that become overloaded if too much is trying to get in there at once. So when this happens, your attention, no matter what, is going to be diverted, and the original focus cannot get full attention. So taking into consideration shopping, if you go to the store to get the items on the grocery list or to get the items in the hardware department and you have your cell phone and you're looking at your cell phone, talking on it, it's natural that that attention is going to be divided and that either one of those tasks are not going to be completed safely or possibly correctly. Here are my references. It shows some really great studies that have been done between human use of the cell phone, how it's affecting our daily activities, and there's also a really good article in there about cell phone addiction and how it's affecting people. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call or email me.